Hey guys, today I'll be giving my first impressions on Puyo Tetris 2. I played the demo for a few days now and spent most of release day playing the full game, so now I'm here to share my thoughts. So let's start with the three main questions most people will be asking. 1. Is this just a reskin or a minor update to the original Puyo Tetris? 2. Is this worth getting if I already have the first game? And finally, 3. Is this game worth the $40 asking price? Let's start with the first one. Is this just a small update to the original Puyo Tetris? I mean, they look almost identical and they both have a lot of the same features and game modes. Is this just another re-release of the same game from 2013 with a few minor tweaks? Actually, no. This game adds quite a few improvements to the base game. Some are less noticeable under the hood improvements, but there are also some more noticeable improvements as well. There are some new animations, there's dual audio, more customization options, higher set counts, new unlockables, and much more. Not to mention the huge changes to online ranked play. And on top of that, the game adds a brand new skill battle mode, as well as the entirely new single player campaign. We'll discuss all this a bit more later, but simply put, this release goes far beyond what you could do with a simple update or DLC. Think of this as an enhanced remake. A lot of the same core content, but with tons of extra features, balance adjustments, and new characters, and more single player content. Much like when many fighting games re-release with an ultimate version, but I'd argue the new game mode and brand new story push this a bit further than that. So again, it's not a 100% new game built from the ground up, but it's by no means a reskin or just a minor update. Okay, second question. Is this worth getting if you already have Puyo Tetris 1? This is a little tougher to answer, so let's start by taking a look at a few of the new gameplay features in Puyo Tetris 2. First up is the new skill battle mode, and this gives you a brand new way to play. You can build a team of characters, each with their own stats and abilities, as well as character skills that you can trigger in battle. Topping out won't kill you, but it will take away a fourth of your health. You'll also take damage from your opponent clearing lines or popping Puyos. The size of the combo or chain will affect the damage, but the damage is also affected by your opponent's attack and your defensive stat. And once you run out of HP, you die. This game mode is pretty interesting. It seems to combine some of the team building and leveling aspects from Puyo Quest, along with the limited use character powers from Puyo 4. And while it is pretty interesting, I'm not really sure how balanced it is. If you have better cards and characters than your opponent, you'll always have a clear advantage. And some of these skills are clearly better than others, like this, clear 2 rows at the bottom of your board. Why pick that when you can get a Tetris for free? I do find this new game mode to be fun to play with friends, but its stat balancing options still would have been really nice. I think this new mode has some great features, but it could really use some tweaking before I'd ever play it ranked online. There's also a brand new campaign that takes place after the first game's story. You can still enjoy it going in fresh, but it's really better if you play the first game for context. The plot so far seems to tread a little bit of old ground, but unless you played the original recently, it's not that noticeable. And the writing still has the great humor and charm from the first game, and tons of fun challenges to fight throughout. Also, this game greatly improves the lesson mode. Previously you'd have a handful of videos to watch, and to be honest, most YouTube guides would be way more informative. But this new game adds practice problems or interactive examples. These allow you to learn various techniques while playing. There are 100 Puyo problems and 100 Tetris problems, so they really don't skimp out on the practice material. As for changes to the online mode, previously all game modes were playable online, but there was no option for Puyo or Tetris only ranked battles. So whenever you queued for a Puzzle League versus match, you'd be paired with whoever the game found. Even if you wanted a simple Puyo fight, you'd often be forced to play against Tetris. In this new game, Puzzle League is back, but there are also 3 other leagues as well. Puzzle League is the mixed mode, but there's also a dedicated Puyo and Tetris League, along with a 4th mode for skill battle. And you'll have separate ranks for each mode too, and when you first join, you can even set your starting rank. There's more to the new game, but those are some of the biggest improvements in my opinion. And for me, they were well worth the upgrade. But I guess for some people who mainly play in a small group of friends and don't really care about tutorials or the other single player content, some of these improvements may be less valuable. Sure, there's still some quality of life changes, such as finally being able to set the win count above 3, but if Puyo Tetris 1 is just the fun party game you pull out a few times a year, you'll probably still be happy with the original. It has most of the game modes from the new entry, and you don't have to try to convince your online friends to upgrade. But for fans of the first, I'd say this new game has a lot to offer. And here comes the big question, is the new content worth the $40 price tag? And this does not have a simple answer. For huge fans of the series who think the new features and modes sound cool, yeah, pick it up. I don't think the skill battle mode is worth $40 alone, but you get a more refined version of the game you already enjoy, with even more free content on the way. Sure, you may find yourself going back to the same game modes from the first game, but the extra quality of life changes will help make everything feel a bit better. And the new single player stuff will give you much more to do and more to unlock. And the practice problems now give you a way to improve your gameplay, and the improved online ranked mode gives you a better way to test your skills. For people who liked Puyo Tetris 1 but aren't really that into single player content and don't play the game that often, you could always add this game to your wishlist and wait for a sale. As I said, the games will get even better with time. The first big update is due to drop in January, and by the time the game goes on sale, it will be even better than it is now. And lastly, for people who have never owned Puyo Tetris, yeah, sure, start with this one. It's a great jumping on point and it's tons of fun online or off. However, the first Puyo Tetris game still holds up very well. Is Puyo Tetris 2 better in every way? Maybe, I think so. But Puyo Tetris 1 still goes on sale pretty frequently for about 20 bucks, and it's still a really good value. So yeah, Puyo Tetris 2 was not quite the groundbreaking sequel I was expecting, but it's still a really good game. And hopefully this video helped you decide if it's the right game for you. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.